everybody. I'm Katherine Hunka, leader of the ICO, and I just want to talk a little bit about Schubert's Rondo in A major, which we recorded as part of our Orchid Classics release in 2019. We recorded this. A lovely afternoon in the studio with my colleagues, mixing potions and coming up with a Schubert that we were happy with. Schubert wrote this in his late teens, and he didn't write a violin concerto. Most composers wrote a violin concerto with full orchestra, lots of guns blazing, but Schubert wrote this very intimate gem, which is only 15 minutes long, called Rondo in A. Rondo just means a theme that comes around and around and around. But before we get to the theme, then there's the introduction, which the orchestra begins full of certainty and optimism. But the solo violin comes in almost from underneath the undergrowth, or as I like to think, it's like a sun rising in the sky. So you don't notice it at first. It just appears. So this is my part when I come in. And here I am. And then almost immediately, I'm full of doubt. But it doesn't say doubt in my music. What it says in the music is piano, which means quiet. But my interpretation of that is a lack of certainty. So I go from this to this. And this is what so attracts me to Schubert's music, is that I'm required to speak through the violin, to sing through the instrument, and to make this piece of wood into something almost a human. And that I love that challenge. So then we get to the first theme, and because it's a rondo, it's going to repeat itself. And my challenge here is, so the theme is going to come around a few times. I never want to say the same thing twice. So I was practicing in preparation for the CD, trying to find many, many different ways to play this theme. So this is the theme. This is how it goes. So there's something slightly cheeky about it, possibly. So I would practice at home trying to find cheekiness in the bow. Or I might do a version which is a lot more strident. Or I could do one a little bit in secret, maybe. Very often, coming up to the theme, Schubert, who must have had a sense of humour, does this. So that's the theme, and the other beautiful, beautiful second theme, which comes over and over, is this. So the same thing. That seems to me like a confident, self-assured tune, but I could also choose to play it like this. Same tune, different key. So those are the main themes, and as with any good story, there is misery. There's a touch of misery and turmoil in the middle when we really don't know what's going to happen. So here's our tune again. That's the note that means that we know that things are not going to go well, because we think that we're in this key, which is called A major. major, then that note does not belong. So then we know that things are going to get a little bit tricky, and which they do. We get to this place where I have to weep. Here I'm pleading, and this is the weeping. So I would spend time when preparing for this, as well as doing slow work on the oodles of fireworky semiquavers. Schubert probably played this himself, and he must have been able to get around the fiddle, I tell you, because some of this I had to practice every day, let's say. But also the other type of practice that I would do to prepare is finding these different colours, these different characters, trying to just kind of experimenting a little bit like in a laboratory. So then, then I go underground. So it's the real depression of the piece. Really lost. But then, of course, we come out of that. Everything's going to be okay. We know everything is going to be okay here. Aha! Everything's going to be okay. Lovely. Back to our home key of A major. It's the best place to be. So then comes the last section. The themes are repeated again. I try to do something different with them yet again. That it's good fun trying to find different characters each time. And then he finishes the beginning. You're wondering, really, is this the end? Because it's yes, I think it is the end. So now I can let loose. Then it ends full of triumph. I think this is beautiful music. I do hope that you enjoy listening to it.